In the vast expanse of ancient earth, beneath the clear skies of spring's dawn, Gaia, the great mother of all creation, stirred restlessly. Her deep connection to the earth allowed her to feel every breath of the world, every heartbeat of its beings. Despite the recent victory of the Olympian gods over the mighty Titans, a lingering disquiet echoed through her ancient veins. She watched as the rule of her children, the Olympians, unfolded, a reign marked by powerful thunders and celestial might. For all its grandeur, it left her yearning for something different, something raw and untamed. Gaia, feeling this growing sense of unrest, resolved to bring forth a new race, a race of beings forged from her own essence. Her decision was not born out of malice, but rather from a profound desire to restore what she felt was missing, a balance within the divine order. As she pondered this new creation, the earth beneath quivered with anticipation. Her choice was a maternal act, yet one that held the seeds of rebellion against the established order. As Gaia's labor of creation commenced, the earth groaned in response, resonating with her sacred act of birth. From her nurturing embrace emerged the giants, beings of formidable size and strength. These giants were born from the very earth itself, a testament to their innate connection with the vast land they roamed. With each new life that sprang forth, Gaia watched with a mix of pride and apprehension. The giants stood tall and mighty, their forms embodying the raw power and untamed spirit of the earth. Each one was a towering force, their skin reminiscent of rugged mountainside, their eyes a reflection of fierce determination and unyielding resolve. They were creations of earth and spirit, brimming with the energy to challenge the heavens themselves. Each giant's presence heralded an undeniable readiness, a latent challenge to the Olympians reigning above. Among these towering figures, Porphyrion, the most formidable of them all, rose as their leader. His presence commanded authority, his ambitions ignited like a flame among his kin. Porphyrion, with his fierce spirit and towering might, was determined to lead his brethren in a statement against the Olympians. His ambition was not merely to exist beneath the shadows of the gods, but to rise and claim a place among the divine. The giants, gathering under Porphyrion's guidance, began to feel the stirrings of discontent. They were new to the world, yet their purpose resonated within them with a clarity that emboldened their spirit. Their murmurs of dissent reached far and wide, carrying whispers of a potential uprising. As their numbers grew and their resolve strengthened, it became apparent that their very presence was a looming question to the gods' authority. High above, the whispers of these mighty beings did not go unnoticed. On the heights of Mount Olympus, the home of the gods, the air grew heavy with a tension born from the giants' emergence. It wasn't long before the gods themselves became aware of the giants' burgeoning presence. The rustle of unease swept through the celestial halls, a reminder of the ever-present struggle to maintain order and balance. Amidst the divine pantheon, it was Zeus who pondered most deeply the challenge that lay before them. The king of the gods, wise and powerful, felt an unspoken connection to the might of the earthbound giants, drawn from Gaia herself. This unease allowed him to sense the simmering rebellion brewing under the guise of Gaia's persistent nurturing love. Zeus, in his wisdom, knew that this challenge would not be one resolved through sheer force alone. The scene, etched across the ancient landscape, unfolded with a foreboding calm. The dawn's golden light cast an enchanting glow, embodying both the promise of new beginnings and the forewarning of inevitable conflicts. As the rolling hills, still witnessing the birth of these mighty creatures, mirrored Gaia's resolve, the stage was set for an epic tale of struggle and cosmic balance. With the giants' emergence now a reality, the atmosphere was charged with both fear and awe. It was an unfolding story, one where the seeds sown by Gaia's discontent would soon challenge the tranquility that had settled over Olympus. Yet, like the first light of dawn heralding a new day, it also signified the beginning of a crucial chapter in this celestial narrative, a narrative that would forever alter the fates of gods and giants alike. As the tranquility of the dawn spread across the land, it became clear that a significant clash loomed on the horizon. This would not merely be a battle for dominion, but an epic testament to the enduring struggle between old and new, stability and change. And so, as Gaia's children gathered strength below, the clouds of destiny began to gather around Olympus, their intentions whispering of events yet to unfold, a gentle invitation to the gods Prepare for the trials ahead. Upon the towering heights of Mount Olympus, the gods gathered in contemplation, summoning a council to deliberate the emerging threat posed by the giants birthed from Gaia. The mood was resolute, imbued with an undercurrent of divine power, as Zeus took his place at the heart of the throne room, facing the anxious eyes of his kin. The Olympians, though surrounded by the ethereal glow of their heavenly abode, could not ignore the whispers of impending conflict emanating from the earth below. Zeus, ever the wise and powerful leader, called forth the assembly with the resonance of thunder echoing in his voice. His presence alone seemed to command authority, yet the perceptible tension in the air attested to a shared apprehension. He addressed his fellow deities, acknowledging the unease that lurked in all their hearts. The giants, he reminded them, were not just creations of Gaia's discontent but symbols of rebellion against the divine order established after the Titan's downfall. Among the gathered deities, Athena, renowned for her strategic prowess and unyielding wisdom, rose to speak. Her gaze was steady, her words measured as she urged her fellow gods to consider strategy over brute force. While the giant's might was undeniable, Athena affirmed that strength was not the sole pathway to victory. Wisdom and foresight, she counseled, were equally crucial in ensuring their reign remained unchallenged. Her words resonated throughout the hall, seeping into the very foundations of Olympus as the gods reflected on the balance of power and justice. As the deliberations continued, Hera's concerns echoed in a softer, maternal tone. Her thoughts were not solely on battle and dominance, but also on the safety of their divine lineage. The well-being of their celestial children weighed heavily upon her, and Hera's astute awareness of the stakes reminded all present that the conflict with the giants was not merely a test of might, but a safeguard for their enduring legacy. In a corner of the room, Hephaestus, the master craftsman, busied himself with a task of utmost importance. His forge glowed with fervent energy as he fashioned weapons imbued with divine craftsmanship. Tools of immense power, worthy of the gods themselves, were fashioned to stand against the formidable force of the giants. Molten metal cooled beneath his meticulous hands, transforming into artifacts that promised proficiency and might in the battles awaiting them. Nearby, Zeus took into his own hands the thunderbolts, splendid representations of his divine authority. These primordial weapons, forged in the crucibles of his will, symbolized the wrath and power with which he intended to confront Gaia's ravenous progeny. The lightning crackled in his grip, a tangible reminder of his role as the arbiter of balance and order in the cosmos, a force not to be reckoned with hastily. With the Olympian assembly now prepared, they turned their thoughts towards the mortal realm below. Mortal heroes, still untested in divine conflict, yet brimming with potential, could prove pivotal allies in the struggle to come. Among them, the name of Hercules surfaced, a beacon of mortal strength and valor. The thought of mortals intertwined with their celestial struggle reverberated amongst the gods, underscoring the intertwined destinies of gods and mortals alike. As the council drew towards its solemn conclusion, an oath was taken, a vow to defend the sovereignty of Olympus against all threats that dared rise against it. In unison, the gods pledged their unwavering resolve, voices merging in a chorus that seemed to ripple through the very essence of the mountain upon which they stood. This vow, resonating with cosmic assurance, marked the divine commitment to protect their realms and way of life. With the Olympians steeled by purpose, the gathering dispersed, the deliberations leaving in their wake a solemn determination. The decision to engage the giants directly loomed on the horizon, and though the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, the gods embodied a collective resolve, bolstered by strategy, craftsmanship, and an unyielding belief in their divine justice. As this chapter draws to a close, the stage is set for the opening strikes of a conflict as old as the gods themselves, with each player ready to enact their part in this grand cosmic drama. Porphyrion, the formidable leader of the giants, stood resolute at the head of his brethren. With a voice like the rumbling earth, he called upon the giants, his words echoing through their ranks like a war drum. His speech was one of fiery ambition, proclaiming a vision where the giants would no longer crouch beneath the celestial tyranny of Olympus. Instead, they would rise, as free as the winds that swept across their ancient domain. The giants, born from the very essence of Gaia, felt a stirring in their colossal hearts. Their leader's fiery rhetoric ignited their resolve to march forth and claim their freedom, seeding their monumental steps with the thunderous conviction of liberation. As the giants began their march, the earth itself seemed to shudder at their passage. These towering beings moved with a determined purpose towards the sacred heights of Mount Olympus. The ground trembled beneath their feet, each step reverberating like a steadfast beat in an ancient symphony of conflict. Overhead, the skies shifted, sensing the brewing confrontation. The giants were now a palpable force moving towards Olympus, their collective might casting a daunting shadow over the horizon. Their advance was marked by quaking earth and shifting skies, heralding the dawning struggle that would test the very pillars of the divine. High atop Olympus, Zeus gathered the gods, his voice a calm reassurance in the face of the impending onslaught. His presence emanated confidence, and his gaze was a beacon that held the turmoil of the heavens at bay. He reminded the Olympians of their strength, their unity etched deep within the threads of their divine lineage. Assured by his unwavering leadership, the gods readied themselves, their hearts steadfast against the rising storm. It was a time for resolute courage, a time to stand united beneath the aegis of Zeus's leadership and wisdom. His words fortified them, uniting their spirits against the approaching tide of opposition. A vivid storm, electric and alive, began to gather over the landscape, heralding the inevitable clash between these celestial forces. Clouds of stormy gray rolled in, crackling with lightning, casting a fiery red hue over the tumult below. The air thrummed with anticipation, charged with the tension of the cosmic balance about to be tested. This brewing tempest was the gods' answering call to the giants' bold approach, a celestial warning that their path to Olympus would not go uncontested. The storm's presence was both a shield and a sword, enveloping the approaching conflict with the righteous fury of the divine. Hermes, swift-footed and ever-watchful, was the first among the gods to spy the advancing giants. With the agility of a whispering breeze, he sped back to Zeus, carrying news of the colossus-sized threat nearing Olympus. His message was one of urgency and alertness, detailing the formidable force moving with impunity and power upon the slopes of the sacred mount. This vital intelligence sparked a fervor within the assembled deities. It was a clarion call that rallied the Olympian hosts, preparing them for the thunderous meeting of fates. The initial meeting of these two titanic forces was marked by a cacophony of crashing thunder and fiery rocks cast skyward. Battle was joined beneath cloud-streaked skies, the giants unleashing their elemental might against the gods. In response, thunderbolts issued forth from Zeus's mantle, lighting the sky in brilliant arcs, breathing life into the storm's furious heart. The foot of Mount Olympus became a stage for the ancient conflict, where nature itself partook in the war, skies convulsing in brilliant fury. Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, stood as a bastion of tactical brilliance amidst the chaos. Her prowess on the battlefield was a dance of calculated force and unyielding resolve. She moved deftly, countering the giant's raw might with strategic blows that turned the tide time and again. Under Athena's guidance, the divine forces exhibited a nuanced symphony of strength and strategy, holding the giants at an impressed bay. Her presence was as much of comfort as it was of strength, her wisdom guiding the Olympian response with unerring clarity. As dusk settled upon this first clash, both sides found themselves in a momentary pause, a conflict yet unresolved. Giants and gods alike stepped back from the fray, their formidable energies momentarily spent in a tumultuous exchange. For all their might and fury, this was but an opening act, a gauging of strength and wit between eternal foes. With the coming twilight, a subdued stalemate hung uneasily over the field, a brief lull before the impending storm of their resumed hostilities. It was a pause that allowed the forces of both sides to reassess, to revisit their strategies for the battles yet to come. Thus, beneath the looming peaks of Olympus, the fate of the cosmos hung in delicate balance, a suspenseful interlude before the war's inevitable crescendo. As the echoes of battle still resonated over the peaks of Olympus, Zeus sat in contemplation, his thoughts turning toward the realm of mortals. The recent clash had been fierce, and the giants proved formidable foes, driven by Porphyrion's unyielding ambition. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Zeus pondered on the ancient prophecies that hinted at a hero among men who would play a crucial role. This hero was Hercules, the son of Zeus and the mortal woman Alcmene, known for his unparalleled strength and courage. Images of the future, shown by the fates, detailed the impending necessity for this hero's involvement. Hercules' participation in the battle was not a mere auxiliary task but pivotal to the gods securing victory. These divine visions, clear in their intent, urged Zeus to act swiftly. He knew that even the mightiest of the gods could benefit from the valor and determination that humans brought to the battlefield. With this divine insight, it became clear that mortal aid was indispensable. In swift response to this realization, Hermes, the fleet-footed messenger of the gods, descended from Olympus to find the destined son of Zeus. His journey led him across the vast stretches of the ancient earth, where mortals toiled and thrived under the watchful eye of the heavens. At last, Hermes found Hercules training in the calm solitude of a secluded valley. Each swing of his club and each step of his relentless regimen reflected not only his physical prowess, but his unwavering spirit. Hercules was diligent and brave, his reputation known far and wide as a man of exceptional strength and heart. Upon Hermes' arrival, a divine aura enveloped Hercules, signifying his chosen role. The messenger relayed the words of Zeus, conveying the need for his heroism in the face of the giant's threat. Listening, Hercules felt the pressure of responsibility but also the thrill of undertaking a destiny interwoven with both mortal and divine threads. From that moment, a fierce resolve kindled within him, a part of a larger cosmic saga. Athena, ever wise and strategic, took upon herself the mentoring of Hercules. Her guidance went beyond the art of war, infusing him with an understanding of tactics and wisdom that would be vital against the giant's raw might. She imparted lessons of forethought and patience, the pillars upon which true leaders stand firm. Under her tutelage, the strength of Hercules was balanced with the clarity of divine insight. Meanwhile, in the forge of the gods, Hephaestus labored to equip Hercules with an extraordinary weapon fitting for the task at hand. Among the tools of war, Hephaestus crafted a mighty club, imbued with unyielding strength and resilience. The craftsmanship shone with an ethereal glow, promising glory and valor to its bearer. With this weapon and the armor that enveloped him like a second skin, Hercules was ceremoniously prepared for the trials ahead. Steeled with divine gifts and his own indomitable will, Hercules stood before the gathering of the gods, pledging his loyalty to their noble cause. His words, though few, resonated with a solemn promise to uphold the balance and to conquer the chaos wrought by the giants. As the gods reviewed their plans, the inclusion of Hercules brought renewed hope and a stronger resolve. Together, the Olympians and their mortal ally strategized their renewed approach. Zeus, invigorated by their newly rounded council, crafted an artful plan to counter the giants' might. Athena meticulously laid out the strategic maneuvers, ensuring that each move was well considered and purposeful. Hercules' role was pivotal, weaving his brute strength seamlessly with the divine powers arrayed against the threat. United in their purpose, gods and heroes stood vigilant at the cusp of a new day, ready to face the trials the giants would bring. In this tranquil communion, they forged a unity transcending their individual might. It was as though the very essence of Olympus nodded in agreement. As their council adjourned, the essence of determination lingered in the twilight air, a sacred breath over the valleys. The path forward was illuminated by fiery determination and the shared conviction of heroics yet untold. As the sun rose gently across the battlefield at the base of Mount Olympus, the air was filled with a sense of anticipation. Hercules, standing tall and resolute, prepared to lead the Olympians in their continued struggle against the formidable giants. From the moment he raised his weapon, a divine creation by Hephaestus himself, a renewed vigor spread through the ranks of the Olympian gods. The very presence of Hercules seemed to infuse them with hope and strength, as if his mortal courage was a beacon lighting the path to victory. In response to this reinvigorated charge, Porphyrion, the fierce leader of the giants, focused his attention on Hercules, perceiving the mortal hero as a critical threat. The giant's might was undeniable, and he marshaled his forces with a fiery determination. The earth trembled and cracked under their combined weight, splitting open as if the world itself were shuddering at the giant's power. Yet, the gods, bolstered by Hercules' leadership, remained steadfast, standing their ground with renewed confidence. Amid the clamor of clashing forces, Athena exhibited her characteristic strategic prowess. With wisdom and foresight, she orchestrated a series of tactical maneuvers that turned the giant's strength against them. Her plans were like an intricate dance, with the Olympians skillfully moving as one strong, harmonious force. Each move was calculated to outsmart and overwhelm the giants, slowly tipping the scales of the battle. Athena's cunning mind proved invaluable, her judgments made with a serene clarity that inspired those who fought alongside her. As the battle raged, Hera demonstrated her own form of cunning, using her wits to deceive and outmaneuver the giants. She whispered words of confusion and mistrust into their minds, sowing discord among the ranks of the earthborn foes. Her subtle manipulations took root, causing hesitation and uncertainty to spread like a creeping shadow. This inner turmoil further unraveled the unity among the giants, weakening their collective resolve and opening new opportunities for the Olympians to press their advantage. Hercules fought with the strength of 10 men, his actions on the battlefield a testament to his unwavering bravery. His strikes were powerful and precise, each blow a reflection of his commitment to the cause of the gods. The mightiest of the giants met their match in him, as his reputation grew with every encounter. In that heated contest, he proved not only to be a fierce warrior but also a steadfast ally to the divine, earning the respect and admiration of even the gods themselves. Porphyrion, previously the embodiment of the giant's fiery spirit, began to falter in the face of such adversity. Hercules' relentless assault and the strategic prowess of the Olympian gods left the giant leader visibly shaken. His once thunderous confidence wavered, and he gradually ceded ground to the advancing divine forces. With resolve diminished, Porphyrion began to withdraw, signaling a retreat that echoed through the ranks of the giants still locked in combat. With the giant leader's retreat, the tide of battle visibly shifted in favor of the Olympians. Where there was once uncertainty, hope now shimmered like a beacon on the battlefield. The gods advanced with a renewed sense of purpose, pressing their advantage as the giants faltered. Zeus, from his vantage, observed the shifting balance with a calm authority, his eyes alight with the promise of triumph. The giants, disheartened by the turn of events, found themselves in disarray, their unity shattered by the swift and strategic strikes of Hercules and the Olympians. In this pivotal moment, the momentum shifted decisively toward the gods, breathing new life into their efforts to secure Mount Olympus and re-establish the divine order. Here, amidst the echoing cries of victory and the waning clash of battle, a promise of hope began to settle over the Olympians, promising a new dawn in the ongoing conflict. As the day waned and the dust of battle settled, the Olympians stood firm, their spirits buoyed by newfound hope. The presence of Hercules had reinvigorated the divine assembly, reinforcing their determination to preserve their rule over the cosmos. Yet, in the quiet moments, the whisper of the giants regrouping lingered like a faint echo, a reminder of the challenges still to come. In this moment of triumph, the Olympians took solace in their unity and strength, readying themselves for whatever the future might hold. In the twilight hours at the base of Mount Olympus, the giants found solace in a secluded grove, their spirits dampened but unwilling to admit defeat. Porphyrion, their fierce leader, gathered his warriors to assess their dire situation. Doubt lurked in the shadows, whispering to each giant the possibility of defeat. Yet, amidst their uncertainty, Porphyrion stood resolute, his determination as steadfast as the ancient trees surrounding them. He understood that his kin looked to him not just as a leader, but as a beacon of hope. With a roar that echoed through the glen, Porphyrion vowed to fight on, rallying the giants to gather their resolve and prepare for the battle yet to come. Meanwhile, high above where the clouds intertwined with Olympus's peaks, Zeus observed his formidable yet faltering foes. The once unwavering giants now hesitated, and Zeus's keen eye did not miss their wavering determination. This was a critical turning point, a moment when the divine balance hung delicately in the air. Zeus knew that only through grace and wisdom could they tilt the scales towards victory. He watched over the battlefield with the calm of a ruler who understood the weight of each decision, his presence a pillar of strength for the Olympians who rallied under his command. With strategic precision, Athena contemplated the fluctuating tides of war. Her mind, sharp and luminous, devised a plan to capitalize on the giants' current indecisiveness. Athena perceived that within their hesitance lay an opportunity, a chance to shift the course further in the Olympians' favor. Her strategy was an elegant blend of caution and audacity, designed to exploit their foes' faltering morale. Quietly, she gathered the gods and outlined her approach, her words carrying the gentle assurance of one who sees many steps ahead on the chessboard of battle. As the Olympians convened, buoyed by their recent triumphs, a sense of optimistic strategy took hold. They gathered in solemn reflection, their spirits lifted by the momentum they had gained alongside Hercules. Discussions flowed like a gentle stream, each god contributing insights and strategies to weave into the next phase of confrontation. Even Hera, whose cunning had previously sown discord among the giants, lent her cleverness to the cause, lending her voice to the concerted chorus of divine preparation. The combined intellect and power of the gods formed a formidable barrier that no giant could easily overcome. From the heavens, a bolt of lightning split the sky, illuminating Zeus's grand figure atop Olympus. His thunderous voice pledged eternal support to the defenders of justice. In that electric moment, Zeus's oath struck a chord of unity within the divine assembly. Each deity present reaffirmed their commitment to safeguarding their reign, feeling invigorated by their shared purpose. The thunderbolt was a reminder of their divine right to rule and the duty that accompanied such a privilege. Meanwhile, Hermes, ever nimble and swift, scouted ahead to gather intelligence on the giants' regrouping. As he fluttered through the overcast sky like a playful breeze, Hermes' sharp eyes assessed the positions of the giants, uncovering their strengths and vulnerabilities. His reconnaissance was swift and stealthy, his very presence unseen by the giants burrowed deep in their strategic refuge. Returning to Zeus, Hermes delivered his findings with the fluid precision of a practiced messenger, informing the gods of the giants' movements and strategic deliberations. Now adequately informed, the Olympians turned their gaze to preparation. Their newfound confidence did not breed complacency, but rather fueled a fervent determination to bolster defenses and ready their resources. Each ally took their role with solemn dedication, understanding that the coming confrontation required their best efforts to secure victory. Hercules, with his mortal strength bolstered by divine preparations, stood ready at the forefront, embodying the heroism that would inspire generations to come. With defenses bolstered and strategies refined, the stage was set for the ultimate confrontation against the giants. The air was thick with anticipation, a quiet tension woven into the fabric of Olympia. As the clouds began to part over the serene landscape, both sides prepared quietly, aware that soon the clamor of battle would shatter the temporary peace. Yet, even in the gathering tension, a thread of certainty wove through the divine assembly. They were united, resilient, and ready to face whatever challenges the giants might yet throw in their path. As the twilight deepened, each deity knew that the conflict was entering its final, decisive phase. As the gentle hues of morning light bathed the landscape, a sense of calm before the storm enveloped both the gods and giants. Each side steeled themselves for the conflict that awaited, the air charged with anticipation. Zeus, atop majestic Olympus, felt a solemn responsibility, his gaze steady and firm, an embodiment of divine resolve. Below, Porphyrion, undeterred by the setbacks his kind had suffered, rallied the giants with renewed vigor. Their powerful forms cast long shadows over the land, a reminder of the monumental clash soon to unfold. Thunderhead clouds began gathering ominously over the horizon, their brooding presence an echo of the tumultuous events to come. Zeus, the bringer of storms, took his place at the forefront of the divine assembly, a lightning-shaped scepter in hand, ready to command the celestial forces under his dominion. A surge of autumn wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the promise of battle, while Zeus's mighty will shape the heavens in preparation for the moment of destiny that lay just ahead. Recognition of a shared purpose united Athena and Hercules as they stood side by side, harmonizing the wisdom of the divine with unmatched mortal strength. This alliance, the embodiment of both realms working in harmony, aspired to shift the fate of the struggle to come. Athena, with a gaze full of brilliance, whispered strategies and insights to Hercules, her words like a trail of gold threading through the chaotic air, bolstering his already indomitable courage. As the battle commenced, a fearful fury shook the very fabric of the earth and sky. The giants, led by Porphyrion, hurled themselves towards Olympus with a desperate tenacity, their steps causing the ground to tremble beneath them. Amidst the raging tempest, thunder resounded like the beating heart of the cosmos, while lances of lightning carved fleeting pathways through the dense storm clouds. Olympus echoed with the clash of weapons, a symphony of power and resistance that signaled the final, decisive struggle. Athena's strategic acumen and Hercules' heroic might melded into an unstoppable force, their synergy serving as a beacon of hope amid the storm. Together, they confronted the towering adversaries, Athena's spear slicing through the tumultuous air, and Hercules' club delivering blows that resonated with the force of justice itself. This united front seemed almost unstoppable, a fusion of divine intellect and mortal might that overwhelmed even the most imposing adversaries. Undeterred by their previous setbacks, the giants launched a desperate assault, their determination only growing as the struggle intensified. The earth roared beneath their feet, a deafening chorus born out of their fierce will to contest the gods' supremacy. Their attack, vast and overwhelming, seemed to transform the landscape into a battleground from myth, the earth groaning under their immense might. Faced with this ferocious onslaught, Zeus unleashed the thunderbolts, harnessing the raw power of nature to reshape the battlefield in favor of the gods. Each bolt of lightning struck with precision, igniting the sky and revealing stark glimpses of the battle's chaotic theater. The brilliance of Zeus's command lit the heavens with electric blue light, instilling terror in the hearts of his foes, while his omnipotent presence radiated divine dominion. As the battle swayed with momentous tides of strength and resilience, the forces of the giants gradually buckled against the reciprocity of divine resolve. A cacophony of forces converged, marking the peak of cosmic struggle as the Olympian might gain the upper hand. Hercules and Athena, joined by their divine kin, pressed forward with relentless energy, each step and strike banishing doubt from the realm of Olympus, each action a testament to unwavering courage and resolve. In that climactic hour, the gods propelled the giants back, their unity proving to be an insurmountable barrier against Porphyrion's rebellious uproar. The storm abated as the tide of battle ebbed forth a graceful realization. The struggle, fierce and magnificent, now stood on the threshold of conclusion. This pivotal moment, echoed in the very earth and sky, set the tone for the emergence of peace and understanding, a tangible bridge to the lasting serenity and resolution awaiting beneath the still lingering clouds. As the first light of dawn bathed the battlefield in golden hues, the once chaotic landscape lay still and hushed. The mighty clash between the Olympians and the giants had come to its inevitable conclusion. The ground, once trembling under the weight of fierce combatants, was now strewn with the remnants of the titanic struggle. Amongst the scattered embers and dust, the defeated giants rested, their formidable forms now motionless, the defiance of earlier battles fading into the ether. The Olympians slowly emerged from the dissipating shadows of the night. Relief spread amongst them as they surveyed the scene. The world they had fought so valiantly to protect was secure once more, its celestial order preserved by their unwavering unity and strength. As the echoes of conflict subsided, their minds turned from the fray to what lay beyond, with gratitude weaving through their thoughts like a gentle stream. Porphyrion, the formidable leader of the giants, lay weakened. Though his spirit was not entirely quashed, he admitted the inevitable. Today, the gods of Olympus had triumphed. Yet with a solemn promise, he declared that the giants, the children of Gaia, would endure and perhaps one day rise once more to reclaim their might. His words hung in the air, a testament to the enduring cycle of power and ambition that reverberated through time. Zeus, standing tall amid the scattered symbols of battle, saw in Porphyrion's admission an opportunity for peace rather than further conflict. With the authority that came as naturally as the thunderbolts in his grip, he offered Porphyrion and his surviving kin a chance, a pact for ongoing harmony. This gesture, born of wisdom and foresight, echoed throughout the hushed landscape, a harbinger of hope for a future of coexistence. The battlefield, once a cauldron of discord, was now suffused with an ethereal light. It cast a gentle glow over the land, marking a moment of renewal. The air hung with a sense of resolution, as if nature itself offered a quiet sigh of contentment. This radiant dawn signaled more than just the end of a conflict. It was a promise of rejuvenation as the divine and earthly realms edged closer to harmony. Athena, ever the beacon of insight, began to weave tales of the lessons extracted from this great endeavor. Her words spoke not only of valor and strategy, but also of the wisdom born from understanding when to wield power and when to sheath it. She envisioned a future where gods and giants could learn from each other, fostering a legacy beyond mere confrontation. It was a vision that sought not just victory but enduring balance, a world where wisdom could illuminate even the darkest corners. The gods drew near Zeus, their hearts filled with gratitude. Each one silently acknowledged his role in steering them toward this pivotal of victories. To them, Zeus was more than a leader. He was the embodiment of justice and the guardian of cosmic order. This moment of unity among the gods reinforced the bonds that countless adversities had tempered, turning connections forged in struggle into ties resilient and unbreakable. Meanwhile, amidst the celestial assembly, Hercules stood, a mortal, and yet not one among men had linked himself so closely to the divine cause. Lauded and celebrated, his deeds in battle were more than acts of heroism. They were a bridge connecting the aspirations of men with the grandeur of the gods. In that reverent gathering, Hercules found his place as both savior and eternal ally of Olympus, a testament to mortal valor imbued with the favor of the divine. As the dawn's serenity enveloped the landscape, it promised much, a bridge to the future and an anchor to the past. The Olympians' hearts, now freed of the shadows of battle, turned toward their next steps. Their spirits were light, buoyed by a subtle triumph that whispered of quiet aftermath and the cyclic nature of cosmic order. Here lay a testament to the perennial dance of conflict and peace, an unwritten legacy awaiting to be continued by generations to come. Thus, as the sun rose higher in the sky, the earth beneath Olympus resonated with a newfound harmony. In this chapter of their story, the gods laid down not just their weapons, but the groundwork for an era of collaboration and understanding. As they stood at the threshold of change, a gentle breeze carried promise, and the collective breath of a world readjusted to peace, setting the stage for myths and truths yet to be told. In the quiet dawn following the tumult of battle, Zeus found himself perched atop Olympus, the serene landscape offering a stark contrast to the chaos endured just hours before. The air itself seemed to hum with the remnants of divine power. The echoes of thunderbolts long faded into a soft reverberation. As he contemplated the nature of power and justice, Zeus understood that true strength lay not only in vanquishing formidable foes, but in maintaining harmony among them. The realization brought him a profound sense of peace, knowing that the ordeal had not only validated the Olympians' reign, but also strengthened it through unity and resilience. Athena, ever wise, joined Zeus in his musings, her presence a calming influence in the post-battle tranquility. As they surveyed the heavens above Mount Olympus, she spoke of the vital role wisdom had played in their victory. It was her strategies, she remarked, that had turned the tide, proving the value of intellect and foresight over mere brute force. This was a lesson she wished to impart to her fellow Olympians, hoping they would carry it forward into future endeavors. Athena's words resonated in the quiet, the gentle light of dawn highlighting the harmony that now stretched across Olympus. The mountain abode of the gods was alive with the subtle sounds of post-battle activity, the soft clinking of divine chalices and the quiet murmurings of gratitude and relief. These were the echoes of victory, not just over the giants, but in the reaffirmation of their divine order. Hera, the queenly guardian of family and unity, found in this aftermath the perfect moment to reflect on the bonds strengthened through shared trials. To her, the echoes of victory signified more than just triumph over enemies. They heralded a renewed commitment to unity and family among gods and offspring alike. Hercules, the beloved mortal-turned-hero of the day, stood nearby, his presence a reminder of the indelible mark he had left on the Olympians' legacy. He was now a legend in his own right, one who would momentarily return to the mortal realm. Yet, his deeds in the Gigantomachy would forever shine brightly in the annals of divine history, a beacon for future generations of mortals and demigods to look upon for inspiration. His contribution had not only earned him a place among the stars, but also infused the hearts of mortals with tales of valor and heroism. Meanwhile, the giants, once fierce and rebellious under Porphyrion's leadership, had been subdued. With the battle's end, they offered a pledge of cooperation under the vigilant eyes of Olympus, an acknowledgement of the order now restored. Porphyrion took a defeated, yet perhaps wiser stance, recognizing the power of the Olympian order. It was a reluctant peace, but a needed one, setting the stage for a more harmonious coexistence, watched over by the gods who had shown both mercy and strength. Among mortals, the aftermath of the celestial conflict sparked widespread celebrations. In villages and cities, fires glowed warmly in honor of the heroes, with particularly vibrant tales circulating about Hercules and his steadfastness. Through these stories, the spirit of the Gigantomachy was etched into the cultural tapestry of humanity, a reminder of the enduring struggle for balance and order, and of the power vested in both the divine and the mortal. Back on Olympus, the gods gathered in quiet celebration, comforted by the presence of kin and the reaffirmation of their roles within the cosmic order. The bonds rekindled through shared adversity evoked a profound sense of continuity among them, a recognition of their place within a vast and interconnected tapestry. As chalices clinked softly and divine voices hummed with contentment, the sense of newfound understanding settled like a gentle mist over their hearts, bringing a calm that promised peace and prosperity in the ages to come. As the heavens grew lighter with the approaching dawn, the tranquil peace atop Olympus shimmered under the gentle light, unbothered by the thoughts of past conflicts. Instead, hope lingered in every thoughtful gaze exchanged among the deities, a future where myths of gods and giants would guide the aspirations of forthcoming generations. The echoes of their victory would continue to resonate, defining not just the order of Olympus, but inspiring realms beyond. As dawn's gentle light cast its warm glow over the healing lands, the stories of the Gigantomachy began their journey into legend. Mortals across ancient Earth listened intently, captivated by the celestial tales woven by bards and storytellers. The battles between the mighty Olympian gods and the formidable giants, birthed by Gaia herself, became intertwined with the fabric of human culture. These stories carried the weight of divine struggle and the echoes of an epic that had reshaped not only Olympus, but the world itself. Each retelling painted vivid images of an age where gods and giants danced at the edge of creation. From these stories, mortals gleaned the wisdom and heroism displayed by Hercules. Before the Gigantomachy, Hercules' feats were already worthy of legends, celebrated by those who witnessed his strength and courage. Yet his role in aiding the gods against the giants elevated his status to that of an eternal hero. Young warriors and leaders aspired to emulate Hercules, seeking to understand the delicate balance between mortal valor and divine favor. His presence on the battlefield reminded mortals that bravery combined with wisdom could stand firm even against titanic forces, inspiring new myths that would resonate through the ages. Zeus, the ruler of Olympus, understood the significance of establishing a new order among both gods and men following the conflict. The Gigantomachy had underscored the balance needed to maintain cosmic harmony, a balance that relied on justice, wise governance, and cooperation between the divine and mortal realms. Zeus decreed that his reign would be characterized by fairness and stewardship, ensuring that future generations would inherit a world governed by principles that both protected and guided. His resolve brought a sense of stability to the celestial court and reassured the mortals of the enduring care of their divine patrons. Meanwhile, Athena took on the role of healer in the aftermath, spreading her wisdom to tend to the scars left by the conflict. Through her counsel, she encouraged reflection on past events, urging gods and mortals alike to learn from the trials they had faced. Athena's teachings emphasized strategy, foresight, and the importance of using wisdom to guide actions, a message embraced by those who sought to rise beyond the shadows cast by the giants. Her influence permeated communities, guiding them towards creating lasting peace through understanding and knowledge. The landscape itself bore silent testimony to the titanic clash, with its altered features standing as monuments to the ferocity and grandeur of the Gigantomachy. Valleys echoed with the whispers of battle, and hills rose anew, shaped by divine forces locked in combat. These scars on the earth served as both a warning and a reminder of the power held by the Olympians, as well as the strength of those who dared to challenge them. As time passed, these features became the cradle of myths, each rock and crevice a symbol of resilience and transformation. Though Gaia's grand rebellion had been subdued, her legacy continued to resonate within the world's core. She embodied the enduring spirit present in nature, a silent reminder of the strength that arose from the earth itself. Though the giants no longer roamed, their essence lingered within stones and trees, influencing all that grew and thrived. This connection between Gaia and the world provided an eternal cycle, enabling nature to incorporate both harmony and the potential for new challenges. Even in the hearts of men, the echoes of the giants might found their place. Mortals admired the raw power and fierce independence embodied by Gaia's progeny, cherishing tales of their feats even as they revered the Olympians for maintaining order. In the legends passed from parent to child, the giants remained a vital force, a symbol of both the power to challenge the divine and the wisdom to understand the balance required to coexist with higher powers. The mortals thrived under this new order, guided by the wisdom of heroes and nurtured by the divine oversight of the gods. Through their connection to the tales of the Gigantomachy, they understood the cyclical nature of conflict and harmony, learning to appreciate the interconnectedness of life. The legends of Hercules, of wisdom triumphant over force, informed their everyday lives, encouraging them to build communities rich in compassion and strength. As dusk fell over the transformed battlefield, the vision of a landscape yet teeming with life anchored the memory of the Gigantomachy in the minds of all who gazed upon it. The world, having survived the storm of celestial conflict, now embraced a period of serenity, carrying forth the lessons and legacies of both gods and giants. As the echoes of the great Gigantomachy faded into the annals of time, the Olympians gathered to reflect on the victory that now shaped the cosmos. In the serene aftermath, they found themselves strengthened by unity, ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold. The experience had bonded them, teaching valuable lessons of cooperation and resilience that would guide them through the ages. Zeus, ever watchful from his lofty throne, contemplated the path forward, seeking a balance between cosmic order and the justice that must underpin it. The king of the gods, with his wise eyes scanning both the heavens and the earth below, felt a surge of contentment. He spoke to his divine family of the importance of maintaining equilibrium in the cosmos, ensuring that justice reigned supreme. This harmony, he mused, was not a static state but a dynamic process, one that required vigilance and understanding. The Olympians listened with reverence, each a crucial thread in the cosmic tapestry woven from their collective dreams and deeds. As the gods administered their newfound peace, the mortal world began to experience a period of prosperity, nurtured under the vigilant eyes of the divine. Mortals thrived, their lives increasingly in tune with the watchful stewardship of the gods. Agriculture flourished, arts blossomed, and the peoples of the earth felt an unprecedented sense of security and growth. The stories of Hercules, the mortal hero who had stood alongside the gods, spread across the lands, inspiring generations to strive for greatness and honor. Hercules' legacy lingered long after the battle, his deeds etched into the memory of humanity. His courage and determination to fight alongside the Olympians illustrated the boundless potential that lay in mortals, a potential that could shine brightly when aligned with divine purpose. Mortals, inspired by his narrative, found heroes among themselves, those who echoed Hercules' spirit of bravery and commitment to justice. Athena, goddess of wisdom, was particularly revered for her pivotal role in the victory. Her counsel was a beacon of strategic guidance, ensuring that the Olympians not only wielded their strength, but did so with foresight and intelligence. A poetic tribute to her wisdom spread through the myths, underscoring the essential nature of knowledge and achieving balance. In the temples and gatherings, she was invoked as a guiding star, a symbol of the mindful pursuit of harmony in a world still echoing with the trepidations of past conflicts. The physical remnants of the Gigantomachy gradually integrated into nature's grand design, no longer harbingers of chaos, but reminders of resilience. The landscape, scarred and reshaped by the titanic clash, became part of the Earth's endless tapestry, where life found new ways to flourish. As seasons turned, these remnants softened, absorbed back into the embrace of Gaia, from whom the giants had once sprung. It was as if nature itself wove the last strands of conflict into a continuously evolving story. As twilight descended over Olympus, casting its gentle hues of soft pink and violet across the horizon, a profound sense of peace enveloped the divine mountain. The day's light ebbed gently, yielding to the tranquil embrace of night. Stars twinkled into being, a celestial audience to the gods' serene restoration. Amidst this calm, the gods retired to their celestial affairs, their hearts filled with contentment, aware that their roles in the grand scheme were as eternal as the stars themselves. In this tranquil glory, the gods found solace in routine as day turned to night and night to day. They understood the cyclical nature of existence, how every conflict paved the way for peace, a peace they cherished all the more for the trials endured. Their divine duties continued, turning to the nurturing of the cosmos and the guidance of mortals, always with an unwavering commitment to the balance they had strived so arduously to achieve. And so, under the soft glow of a starlit sky, Olympus stood as an emblem of cosmic harmony, poised between the mystic and mundane, a testament to the eternal dance of balance and renewal that define both gods and men alike. This was the legacy born of struggle and solidarity, the gentle echoes of which promised an era of newfound harmony stretching into the endless fabric of time. As the dust settled from the epic clashes of Gigantomachy, the legend began to weave itself into the very fabric of ancient lore. The story of the giants' challenge against the gods encapsulated themes of balance and justice, themes that would resonate for eons. The myth emerged as a cornerstone, a touchstone for subsequent generations who sought to understand the inherent struggles between order and chaos. As an echo through time, Gigantomachy didn't merely depict the divine conflicts, but served as a philosophical blueprint for mortals seeking wisdom in their own lives. Through the winds that whispered across the vast landscapes of ancient Earth, the distant murmurings of Gaia could be heard. Her whispers were gentle reminders of nature's core strength and resilience, a testament to the world's enduring spirit and its capacity for renewal. Despite the giants' defeat, Gaia's essence persisted, manifesting in the murmuring streams and rustling leaves, rekindling the eternal interplay between creation and destruction that defined life itself. This subtle yet powerful reminder encouraged mortals to acknowledge and respect nature's sovereign power. The tales of divine struggles, etched into stones and passed reverently through oral traditions, invited mortals to reflect on their own challenges. In their daily lives, humans drew parallels between the gods' heroic feats and their personal endeavors. Hercules' legendary bravery became an inspirational tale for all, a call to embrace courage against adversity. As villagers gathered around evening fires, the tales of the gods' triumphs and lessons taught them about their own strengths and vulnerabilities, knitting a cultural tapestry filled with heroism and resilience. The story of Gigantomachy opened pathways to new beliefs and narratives. It bridged the old with the new, guiding the development of myths that suited changing times. The gods' roles in these stories, their virtues and vices, became models, imperfect yet enlightening, mirroring the human condition. This dynamic evolution of narratives exemplified the eternal dance between constancy and innovation, emphasizing that myths, like natural cycles, adapt and mature alongside the cultures that cherish them. At the heart of these legends lay the cycle of conflict and harmony, integral to life itself. The recounting of cosmic battles underscored an essential truth. Every struggle gave birth to growth. Every crisis nudged toward equilibrium. In this timeless cycle, balance emerged not as a static state, but as a living force, ebbing and flowing like the tides. Within these stories, wisdom flourished, teaching that resilience, whether divine or mortal, paves paths toward harmony and understanding. In a serene reflection of the Gigantomachy, each character within these tales embodied significant lessons. Zeus, with his thunderous authority, symbolized the enduring pursuit of justice and balance. Athena's strategic insight illuminated the power of wisdom over sheer strength, highlighting the merits of intellect in achieving enduring peace. Hercules represented the valor and resilience found within the mortal heart, serving as a bridge between divine aspirations and human struggles. Together, these luminary figures wove threads of enlightenment into the broader tapestry of life, offering guidance and hope. As cosmic harmony deepened, a peaceful conclusion emerged like the steady light of the morning star. The understanding gleaned from these ancient tales continued to inspire, encouraging reflection and gratitude for the timeless lessons they imparted. Beyond mere stories, these myths offered a mirror into the soul of humanity, reflecting universal truths and eternal wisdoms. In this serene harmony, the once tumultuous echoes of battle settled into a gentle cadence, a whispered assurance of balance and continuity. As night draped its silvery veil across the endless horizon, the cycle of myths and reality joined seamlessly. The vastness of the cosmos, punctuated by twinkling celestial bodies, invited a humbled contemplation, encouraging all to embrace the gentle glow of understanding and legacy. Within this cosmic dance, a sense of harmony enveloped both gods and mortals, linking past and present into an exquisitely woven narrative. In the quietude of the twilight, such stories endure, echoing softly yet profoundly through generations, binding them with threads of wisdom and serenity.